Welcome to another episode of Billy Fishing in the Arctic. So today I am targeting halibut, and I might get into some other fish at the same time, depending on how slowly things go, right? First of all, I'm going to walk you through the gear, and then I'm going to show you a bait. Then hopefully we'll catch a fishy. On with the ratchet, take the reel out of the gear, and we're good. The only time I fished here is with spinning gear. Didn't catch very much. I reckon it's a good place to catch some butts. So the bait that just went out, including the sinker, was over a pound in weight. What you need is inertia. So I'm using 7 ounces of lead to tow that bait out. First of all, I'm going to show you the rig, right? The one I'm using today is an amalgamation of a rig that you know well and a rig that you know well now, if you're watching my channel. And one of them is the South African rig. I call it a big game rig because in one of its variations they use it for fishing for big game because of the uninterrupted nature of the hook snood, which is actually the rig body at the same time. It allows people to catch big fish without the rigs failing because it's got less fail points in it. What I have incorporated into this rig is the fact that you can cast these big baits, and the South Africans do this, and they put a slack into the rig body, and this allows the rig body to accommodate a bait basically this fat, right, which you can't do with conventional European rigs, or I don't know what to call them, UK rigs, British Isle rigs, I don't know, but that's what it is anyway. And I have a build for both of them. I link both of them in the description. One is the South African rig, and this is the up and over ring rig, right? And it's just our up and over rig, right, with a ring on it, and this allows it to fish just like the South African big game. And the ring here is about 65 centimeters from the hook, which is a 10-0 inline circle, and it's just exactly like an up and over, right? Sliding ledger, right? And it's got a relay clip up here, which I'm not going to show you. You can just use whatever one you want to buy out of a shop. This one I created myself. Since tackle developers have started robbing my ideas, I don't want them to know because I'm not making any more money for them. Ha ha! I am going to put a dingle dangle on that, and that's what it actually is. It was developed from a carp hair, but they're the similarities end and begin, right? The South Africans did it so they could clip down a bait and fish it under a circle hook, or a J hook for that matter, but originally for circle hooks. Now you can clip down an oversized bait, cast it out and keep it under the circle hook. It works best with circle hooks, but it also works with J hooks. You could fish a single J hook like that and you would deep hook less fish regardless, but a circle hook is even better, right? That's basically it. The bait is the first thing into the fish's mouth, and the hook is the first thing out. That's basically it. And that's why on a traditional rig, the bait will be on the hook. It gets swallowed down into the fish. You go to strike and it's already halfway down the throat of the fish instead of being at the top. And so it hooks sometimes in their throat or their neck or their belly. It does happen with circle hooks as well, but not quite as often. Most of the time, it's in the corner of the mouth or in the middle of the mouth, right? Usually the bottom lip in actual fact. So that's basically it, and that's why I fish that way, that's why the South Africans fish that way, and that's why you should fish that way if you like, okay? Don't let me influence you. If you want to give it a go, go ahead. So I'm going to get a dingle dangle. I will show you how to bait it up. Yes. Okay. So this is said hook that I was talking about. Inline circle, right? If you're into fish conservation, this is a way of fishing that might interest you. This is a South African dingle dangle, yes. And I have a build on this one in particular and many others. I will link the build for this one in the description. And if you want to see some other types, just go into my playlist and there's a whole bunch of them there, right? Some are wire, some are for fish, half fish and other things like that, right? So this is it here. It's 6 centimeters across in the middle there because I'm targeting halibut, and the bigger the bait, the longer it fishes. And the top there is an assist hook jigging ring, and it's covered in shrink tube, and this just stops the hook from falling back out again. And you just simply put it through the eye of the assist ring like that. Now that's on there, it's not coming off. Now I'm going to build the bait between those two beads there on that green piece of tubing. This does take quite a bit of elastic, but it's quite a bit of a bait. And don't worry about the elastic because it is an actual fact latex elastic, and it will biodegrade into the water. It will rot away to nothing, just like leaves or anything else. It is sap from a tree in actual fact. So I'm just going to run you through what you need to do with this first of all. So you will need some bait elastic, right? This is latex elastic, like I said. You can find it yourself, there is no links, and I'm not mentioning the product producer. This works best when they're frozen. If you're going to do this with fresh bait, they need to be a touch smaller. It won't really work that well. There's many ways you can do this. I'm going to split this head in half, and I'm going to slash it all over so the bait elastic fits into it. Then I'm going to cut some cutlets off this piece here and attach them to the outside of it. So you make sure the bait will fit inside the two beads, and this one is just about there. And I'm gonna, ow, stick it in my finger. I'm gonna trim off the fins, and I'm gonna make it just a little bit more aerodynamic. And all these bits, I'm just going to throw them in the water just to create a scent trail. Some people have suggested that I attach them with something called armor mesh or some nonsense like that. I don't know what armor mesh is made of, so I'm not going to put it into the water. Simple as that. If it's made of latex, maybe, but I don't really see the point. I got a fair bit of bait, and those little bits there don't concern me really that much. The presentation of the bait is everything in this case. So you want to keep the mouth of the fish closed, otherwise it will swallow your hook, funnily enough. So loads of slashes all over the head for the elastic to bite into, right? And you just do it everywhere if you wanted. Doesn't hurt the game. So I'm just going to insert this in here like that. Right, that's it. Close it up and whip it on. So a lot around the top of it there to make sure its beak stays shut, right? That is a problem with the heads. Very important, that bit. So there we go. Step one. So I'm going to get 2 baits out of this fish, basically speaking. It was a large mackerel. That's what size it was. Okay, so you get 2 baits out of 1 fish, basically. So you just cut cutlets with it. And you need a ridiculously sharp knife to do this with frozen bait, and a stiff knife as well. I feel that you might injure yourself if you tried it with a filleting knife. I don't think they're robust enough to do this actually. Let the building begin. So you just get your cutlets, you place them on it like that, and then you just whip them on one at a time. That's basically it. I like to start with the biggest ones. You just keep going like that, trying to keep it as symmetrical as possible, because one of its tricks is it allows you to design a bait in an aerodynamic fashion, like a raindrop, which is the most aerodynamic shape in Mother Nature's arsenal, and I think we should make use of it. So do the South Africans, apparently. So that's it. If you just keep going like this, and it's amazing how much of a fish you can actually get into a small space by doing this, by condensing it down in this fashion. And also it has a massive surface area, which allows for so much more scent to be released into the water. And then you just have a look at it this way, see where to bulk it out. It needs a bit on this side, and just keep on going around in that fashion. So the other 2/3 of the fish is in the water already, and this guy's going to join it pretty soon. So I'm going to get all of these on here. This guy belongs here. So you just eyeball it from the end, and then you can see where it needs attention or not, right? This one needs a little bit here. I mean, it's not that critical, but if you want it to cast well, it is. The whole thing was very well thought out by whoever came up with the idea, and kudos to you. I think it's just sheer genius. This system works. It's just fantastic how much bait you can get into one place. And then because it's semi-frozen right now, you can shape it afterwards with your hands and make it even more aerodynamic, right? And so these last little bits, just whip them on. So now we are almost where we should be with this bait. The beads are to stop the bait from shooting off the end because it weighs a lot, right? Right, so there we are. Colossal bait, right? Because the bait is outside the hook, you can be assured that the hook will always be exposed, and you'll always be able to get a hook up with the fish. So you go one side of the assist string up the top, you go one side of the dingle dangle down the bottom, and up, and then across, and then over. So it's just like a crisscross, right? If you do it too tight, it'll make your life miserable. So you just have to kind of give it a bit of slack there as you come over. That's it. And just do this until you're satisfied with the amount of elastic you need. This, you're going to need quite a bit for this bait. It's quite big. But put it this way, this is probably about 2 normal baits. So the elastic use is about the same, I would reckon. Maybe. Maybe. But it's a different way of doing it, and it works extremely well. It's caught me a lot of great fish over the years. So you just loads of attention to the back of the bait there. And as I said, you can just give it an old squeeze with your hand there, just to get it into an even better shape, so it glides through the air. So that's it there, basically. Let's get in the sea. Bumski, right? Lovely job. Now you saw how much fish went into it. Now look at the size of it. It's just the size of the head, basically. A little bit bigger, but not much. So this is just for a bit of perspective, right? Okay, that's the bait. So much surface area here. The amount of scent that comes off these is unparalleled, right? And it works. It really works. If there's fish there, of course. I'm going to get this connected to the rod and into the sea. Okay. So now I will show you what I talked about, right? There's the ring on the retaining hook up the top. And here's the bait sitting there without any interference, balancing with complete symmetry behind the lead weight. That's it there. Yes. For big game fish like halibut, well, guess what? You got to use some big game know-how. And this is it. The South Africans are the kings. If that hurts your feelings, tough. I know most well-adjusted people don't get crazy about this, but there's a few. And by no means am I judging the rest of you by their standards, okay? But there's always one crazy, right? Going postal about baits and other such things. Yeah, relax, it's just fishing. So there it is, and out it goes. And down it goes. It went about 75, 80 meters, that's it. It's not a hell of a cast, but it is for a bait like that, right? So down it goes into the depths of whatever bloody fjord this is. I haven't got a clue, to be honest. But what I do know is that there's a hell of a lot of current in this area. And that is actually why I'm here. People say between islands and all the rest of it. Yeah, it's true and it's not true. If there's no current between the islands, it won't make any difference, right? What halibut like is a decent current. They'll usually be there if you're up inside the Arctic Circle, out in the sea. Right, take it out of gear. Let's see what we get. Now, to all the people who commented on halibut heaven, turn off the clicker and everything else. When you're making a video and a fish is tearing off and you're talking to the viewers, it takes you a while to turn the clicker off because you're doing several different things at one time, okay? So don't freak out. It's not the end of the world. It's not like I left it on for 10 minutes or something like that. Just a few seconds. So chill, chill. Now I will introduce you to the rods and the reels, right? And they're by a rod producer called Century, right? And these are some of their bigger, heavier rods. They don't make this particular model anymore, but I'm sure they have many still like it in the same kind of class. It is the Century Eliminator E1000. Yeah, you have to say it like that. And for the reels, right? Not going away from Penn at all. I've got the Penn International Torque 100. Yeah, okay? And it's loaded with 50-pound 4-strand braid. And it's got a 100-pound 4-strand leader as well. Both rods are the same, okay? So all we have to do is sit and wait for a fish to come and eat the bait. Yes, it rhymed. But I don't do it on purpose. It's just got an unfortunate tongue. So the tide is nearly at the top. And it's the last half of the tide that interests me always with this type of fishing. The reason being, in my mind, nothing is set in stone or anything else, but the less water, the more condensed the fish's prey is going to be. So they will feed just before low. I mean, they're fish. If you can guess what they're going to do, I mean, you're just brilliant. That's why we come and fish for hours and hours and hours instead of just turning up when the fish are on the bite, right? Okay, so that's it. Any halibut I catch, they're of what I think is a decent size. Pretty hard to tell when they're in the sea, but I've got my El Gaffo, right? 5.5 meters of the beast. If you think it's flimsy and it won't lift the fish, it's got a 400-pound breaking strain rope running through the middle of it, attached to the end of that hook on the inside. Good? Yes. So, while I'm here, I'd like to give a few shout outs. One's to Joe in Canada. Hi Joe! Others to Pete in the south of England. And Fish and Henny way up in the northeast. Clayman Mountain. That's right, lass. Right, shout outs done. Soon I will have a fish. Nice. So I'm getting a bit bored bait fishing and I decided to get out the lightest tackle I have. I mean, who knows what you're going to catch? I've always wanted to get a halibut on a light tackle. I don't think the chances of it are pretty good, but you know, but if there's a cod around or whatever, I mean, the hooks are A little bit small, to say the least, for a halibut anyway. They are strong though, they are very strong. So I'll get a jig in the water and see if I can improve my chances here while I'm bait fishing. Here comes my friends, the mackerel. Look at them all. Look at them. Have I got one? Probably. There's loads of them. What have I got at the end of this? I'm into a fish, and it's not a mackerel. No, it's not a mackerel. If it is, it's that 65 centimeter fish I've after all this time. And I've only got 3/0 hooks on, so this might not last that long. Here he goes again. I'm going. This might be a halibut. Well, I did want to light tackle halibut, and maybe I've got one. Maybe. The hooks are strong though. Here he goes again. Is he going to go? Yeah. Don't go under the pier, buddy. Oh, don't go under the pier, buddy. Oh. Yeah, that's a halibut. Oh, man. Well, I did come to get one of bait rods, but I'll take one of the spinning rod, especially if it's going to be light tackle. I haven't landed them yet though. Oh yes, it's a halibut. There you go. Nice fish. And a jig as well. I've always wanted one in a jig. There he goes. There he goes. There's absolutely no way I can land this fish except to gaff it. I can try and get it in the lip. There we go. Oh, yeah, I think he's legal actually. Yeah. Here we go. 3/0 hook. 84 centimeters is legal. Right. Oh, he's not legal. So he's just on 80 centimeters, so I gotta get him back. So we get him back in the drink. Let's see if we can get him go back. Yeah, you can see him. So if he's still there in a few minutes and he's died, I can take that fish legally. Alright, so we leave him there for a while. Not bad. That's my first halibut on light tackle, on a jig as well. This is something I wanted for this year actually, was to do this, and mission accomplished. So none on the bait rods apparently. Fantastic. Nice little scrap, right? Lovely. So apparently he has returned to the depth from whence he came anyway. Yeah, fantastic. Nice. Fantastic. So one halibut on deck already. Nice fish. All right. So I'll just give you a look at that bait after being in the water for an hour, right? It's still working, right? But a fresh one is going to be better. So that's what it looks like. Next bait. Out it goes. Another beast of a bait. Did you hear that? So I got it settled in, and maybe we get another halibut. Nice. Right. See what we get this time. I put the spade out where I hooked up with the spinning tackle. So I'm going to change the bait on the second rod, get that back into the sea. I've been here about, let me see, 3 hours. So far I've landed one halibut. See if we get another fishy. Stay tuned. So we get this rod in. I don't know if you can make it out, but there is just literally just, I've never seen this many mackerel ever, never, anywhere on this planet, ever. I've never seen this before. It is nuts. They are just everywhere, always. Look at them there. Look at the streams of the damn things. Look at them. So out it goes. Down it goes. All right. Down it is. Should we get this guy settled in? See if we get a fishy. Both baits are out where I hooked that one with the spinning tackle. And we're coming to the end of the day. Hopefully I get another fish. That's what all the fuss is about here. Load of coley. And the mackerel are here feeding on the coley. And the halibut are here feeding on the mackerel and the coley. The day has moved on some. And apart from that one butt I got on the spinning tackle, not a touch, right? It's amazing, right? Usually baits are king, right? But that's the next bait. And we put it into the sea. See if it catches a big butt for me. Yeah. Right, let that guy roll down. So we get settled in. See if he gets me a halibut. Nice. Stay tuned. It's all about to kick off. We're on. We're on. Here we go. Yeah, I think we got a halibut. He's not doing a hell of a lot. There he is. Oh, bloody hell. Eyes off, bugger. First run all day. Anyway, didn't look to be such an aggressive fish anyway. It was a halibut, but I don't believe it was terribly big. Don't think I could get the bait in this mouth, to be honest with you. It's coming to the end of the day though. We don't have much more time. Only another about an hour and a half left. And then I'm gonna have to pack it up and head for the hills. Stay tuned. Here we go. Yes. It's not very fast, he said, until it was fast. Yeah, we're in. Oh, bloody hell. Oh, yeah, we got a halibut. Oh. Oh. There we go again. Oh, it's a big fish. It's a big fish. Oh, lordy. Stay away from the other line. Oh, man. I think I might be in a bit of trouble here. Well, at least the other rod's out of gear anyway. Yep. Nice big run. It's taken a few hours though. They usually kick off right at the end anyway. Oh, there he goes again. Oh. Here comes the leader. Here he comes. Oh, he's a good fish. He's a good fish. Oh, it's a beast. Oh, he's a real nice fish. Oh yeah. Now comes the tricky bit. And there he is, you can see him now. I'm sorry you can't see, but I'm having a few issues here. And that is called trying to gaff a halibut off a pier by yourself. That's going to hit it wherever I can. He's big enough anyway. We got him. Let's take this reel out of gear. No. Oh, he's going to... Right. Oh. Ah, bloody hell. Oh, yeah. Yeah, how's that for you? You like that one? Yeah, that's a keeper, as they say. Not bad. So there you go. That's my day's work there today. I'm going to get a measure onto this fish after I kill it. Okay. Whew. 2 halibut in one day? Yes, okay. I'll take that. This fish is, I'd say, approximately a metre. We just say, for the giggles. Ah, just under a metre. Just under a metre. Oh yeah. Yeah. 97. That's what that fish is. Perfect eating size and like 15 centimeters over legal. And one returned and one up in the deck. Man, they're so much fun. So I'm gonna get this guy into the water, bleed him out a bit. Here's the bait. It was out there for about an hour. It has shrunk down some, right? Right. And my gaff is holding good. Right, okay. So I've still got one more bait in the water. I might actually get another one out. If I could manage 3 halibut in one video, wouldn't that just be a fantastic thing? We get them down into the water to bleed out. Next bait, 3 halibut in one video. Let's see. So we let that roll down. See if we get another butt. We get this rod settled in. Yep. That's the noise you want to hear. So I'm going to retrieve the other rod. I'm going to recast that one as well. See if we get 4. I don't know. It's rare to get more than 2. So I'm going to get in the other rod and then I'm going to bait that up. I got a little bit of bait left. Might as well throw it on. Why not? All right, stay tuned. So that is it there. The last cast bait. See if it gets me a last cast butt. I want big butts or no butts at all. Let's go. Down it goes. If it catches Billy a last cast big butt, nobody knows. Try and say that 10 times quickly. See what? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Is it 3 in 1 video? Please God, yeah. That was the right rod. The left rod, I mean. Here we go. Is that thing out of gear? Yes, it is. Here we go. Come on now. Come on. 3 in 1 video. Come on, do it for me. Come on now. Come on, 3 in 1 video. Come on. Come on. Do it, man. It was probably just a cod or something moved it. Nothing to get too excited about yet. First time on this mark, just fantastic. If you're wondering what kind of areas to target for shore angling, I have a video how to find halibut. I'll link that in the description as well. Okay, so a whole heap of links there for all the people that want information and tackle and know-how on how to catch halibut. Yes, so I'm going to give these guys just a little bit longer. It's nearly time to go. I've never caught a halibut after dark. Doesn't mean it can't be done. And we're nearly at the bottom of the tide as well, and that's also a time when it stops as well. So the tide is at the bottom. See if we got a last cast fish. There could be something on it, right? Shut up, right? There could be something on there. It's been on there so long, or died of old age. Waiting for me to reel down on it. Okay, so let's see if there's last cast fish. Yes, there we go. Definitely. Oh, lordy. Actually, there is weight on it. Big crab. Bet you it's a crab. Slack water crab. For sure. Big spider. I'll take him as well. No problem. I've caught quite a few spider crabs over the years. My brother loves them. He says, "Get me a spider crab, Billy." One time I caught him a giant lobster as well. Not intentionally, obviously. What's going on here? What have we got? Seaweed. That's what it was. Oh well, you can't have everything. There we go. Anyway, the rigs are working. So what a fantastic session. A light tackle halibut on a metal jig. A fairly decent halibut on a bait rod. So I hope you liked it. I'm Billy. This is Billy in the Arctic. Wherever you are in the world, remember, I'll see you on the beach. Bye.